We're back for week 2. Short stuff out of the way first, this week was full of impromptu sewing projects like curtains and crate covers for my pets. I have a few complex embroidery projects that I'd like to share once I make some more progress. I finally managed to organize over 24 haunting and folkloric subjects, and I've started doing research in earnest for Back Away Slowly Season 4. Some of this research includes 2 ghost ships and a demonic man with an exposed spine who likes pulling blankets off of its sleeping victims. Incredibly creepy, but I'll have to tell you all about it in a later season. My biggest issue at the moment is that I'm torn between the production of the next season and working on some sequential work. I might have to alternate the days that I work on these projects, because both seem to be hell-bent on pulling me in half. I was also summoned by a friend to go to an oddities expo. When we arrived, there were 3 times more people in attendance than we expected. While I don't love crowds, it was nice to see so many people eager to support handcrafted work. It seems like people are desperate to get out, to go see and be a part of real events. The majority of the booths belong to artists and crafters, with a fun variety of purchasable art. Here are some highlights. Iridescent Artistry. This artist adheres florals and gold paint to animal skulls. They had a very fun booth with lots of organic visuals complemented by dark wood frames. They were also very friendly and incredibly pleasant to talk to. STARCRUISER Studios. This booth was full of fun cryptid ink illustrations and maps. As a person who almost exclusively worked with ink for years, this find was a pleasant surprise. We Are All Corrupted. I've come across this artist's work a few times over the years, and their booth always draws my attention. They weren't at the booth this time when we swung by, but I hope it was a good weekend for them. And perhaps my favorite, charcoal artist Brett Gray was working on his latest piece as people came and went. We saw part of the creation of the Black Annis, a hag of English folklore who consumes those she catches unawares, a warning of what can happen if one strays too far from home at night. I saw 2 videos this week about perfectionism that got me thinking. The first video poses the theory that perfectionism is a scarcity mentality. You feel like if you try to make a piece once, it has to be perfect the first time, because you won't have the time to go back and try again. The second video asserts that perfectionism is a procrastination technique. Quote, "Perfectionism isn't excellence, it's a stalling tactic." And I've definitely seen both of these concepts get in my way my entire life. For example, I've always wanted to illustrate a long book that I love. But, of course, there's always a reason for not doing it. I'm not skilled enough, and this story deserves a more skilled artist. I'm too slow. I'd probably only finish a few chapters before the end of my life. But, I guess, realistically, when are you skilled enough? Is almost 2 decades of practice and 7 years of art school enough? And if not, where is that line? And who put it there? How do you become faster if you don't really practice those skills under pressure? I wince as I write this, because it definitely reads like a laundry list of excuses. If I think about it, I guess it's because I'm scared of not being accurate enough to the source material that so many people love. I'm scared of not creating something that reflects my skill and passion, and that maybe people would see that work and think that that current skill level is all I have to offer. But I think the second video said it best. Because the most important work of your life will come from starting before you feel ready, and letting that process shape you over time. So, I think after I post this, that I'll make a file for storyboarding. I'll set a timer for each frame, and roughly illustrate the first chapter. I have to start somewhere, and clearly the right time isn't showing up in neon lights. I'll have to let you all know how it goes. And finally, we get to this week's sketch. When I did weekly sketches a few years back, I would do a full sketchbook page of speed sketches, but I'm enjoying working on more detailed sketches too much to speed it along. It's been a while since I've worked on a sketch that just clicked. All of the angles, the action, the line work, all of it just fell into place so easily. It's sketches like these that remind you that you might just know what you're doing. And with that, I'll see you in week 3.